What's going on YouTube? Zap here, and I'm back with another gameplay commentary. This time, I want to talk to you guys about the upcoming release of Gears of War Judgment, as well as uh, the past year and a half that I've had with Gears of War 3. Now, if you follow me on Twitter, you know that I posted a question a couple days ago. I said, if you guys could describe your time with Gears of War 3 in one word, what would it be? And basically, to sum it all up, everyone who replied to me had a negative word to describe their time with Gears of War 3 with. Everyone has their own opinions of the game, but for the most part, it seems as though not too many people are pleased with what they've had to play with over the past year and a half. And I can't necessarily say that I blame them. Me personally, I would have to describe it as tragic. And the reason why I say it's tragic is because the Gears of War franchise seemed to have had everything going for it from a fan standpoint. You know, it was a great shooter. Gears of War 1 and 2 were great shooters. Um, you know, it took time to get just decent at Gears of War 1 and 2. You know, and I can honestly say that this is probably the only fault that I've ever really seen with the Gears franchise up until Gears 3. Was that the learning curve was so steep that it was probably going to be a really big issue down the line with bringing in newer people, you know, bringing in newer fans to the franchise. Because that learning curve with Gears 1 and 2 was just so steep. And, you know, as a game developer, you're probably looking around at games like Call of Duty and Halo, which seem to have gotten progressively easier with each iteration of the franchise. And you're like, wow, that's where all our money's going, to these easier games. So we got to kind of dumb our game down a little bit and try to make more money, you know. So that was what I liked about Gears 1 and 2, was that there was a learning curve there. No scrub would ever be able to get on these games and just mop you up like that. You know, there was no quote unquote easy button or easy route that you could take to get the upper hand. You either had shoddy game, or you had teamwork, or you didn't. Plain and simple. And if you didn't, you lost. That was it. Goodbye. Come back again when you actually learn how to play the game. That was it, right? But that was it. The Gears of War franchise was a good game that had a good learning curve. You know, it wasn't too terribly difficult to get accustomed to, and that's what many of us enjoyed about the franchise as well. You know, since Gears 1 up until Gears 2. So, with Gears of War 3, when these high-powered rifles came into effect and, you know, the sawed-off shotgun was introduced, the Scorcher does way too much damage, pistols do way too much damage, you know, headshot damage modifiers on weapons and all this craziness, ink grenades stunning people, and the hitbox on the incendiary grenades, all these things that were incorporated into Gears 3 rubbed a lot of us veterans the wrong way, and I use the word veterans pretty loosely here. Um, you know, it just didn't really sit well with us, and some of us actually dropped Gears of War 3 altogether and went back to Gears 2, or even in many instances Gears 1, right? So, me personally speaking, looking forward into the future with Gears of War Judgment, I honestly can't see Gears of War Judgment being any worse than Gears of War 3. The only way that Gears of War Judgment could get worse than Gears 3 is if Epic and People Can Fly do what they did with Gears 3 and just stop supporting it, like not even a few months after the game's release. You know, with Gears 3, after let's say 6 or 7 months, you kind of got that feeling like, man, this game is really not gonna go anywhere. Like, I already got that feeling that the developers are just like, yo, screw this game, we got other things to worry about. You know what I'm saying? Um, if People Can Fly and Epic really, you know, buckled down and took a lot of the feedback into consideration from the community playing the game, you know, if we are playing this game and we find issues like bugs and glitches on certain maps and things of that nature, or certain imbalances with weaponry or spawns and things like that. Hopefully they take that into account and address it in the game and give us a patch or a title update, whatever you want to call it, that will fix it. You know, that's all I really want out of Gears Judgment. I'm dead serious. I don't see Gears Judgment being worse than Gears 3. It can't get any worse than what it is right now. Alright? And the only way it can is if, you know, the developers don't support the game and the community playing the game. Alright? So, that's just my take on it. Let me know what you guys think. Do you have any sort of, you know, high expectations, any sort of positive expectations for Gears Judgment, or do you think it's just going to be another flop? Are you actually going to buy Judgment? And I know a lot of you are going to probably say you're not buying Judgment, but you're probably going to buy Judgment anyway. Do you think it's going to be better or worse than Gears 3? And what is your list, your tier list for Gears of War games? Like, which is your favorite, and then which is your least favorite? Mine, and in this order, would be Gears of War 2's number 1. Gears 1 is in second place, and then Gears 3 is at the bottom of the barrel. And then we'll have to wait and see on Gears Judgment. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. If you like what you saw and what you just listened to, please feel free to subscribe. And we're almost at 7,000. If we get to 7,000, I will definitely be doing open lobbies for Gears of War Judgment and giveaways. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.